Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to try and unlock a language that's been sort of lost in translation, a language made of symbols, gestures, and ancient rituals. We're diving into the big ideas from the book The Keys of the Cosmos to try and decode this universal human quest to find a path back to the divine.
Okay, so let's jump right in with a pretty fascinating puzzle. Why is it that so many ancient cultures, cultures separated by thousands of miles and thousands of years, use these strikingly similar sacred gestures, garments, and even passwords in their holiest ceremonies? It's a pattern that just seems way too specific to be a coincidence, right?
So the source material asks us to put on a different kind of archaeologist hat. We're not digging for stone or pottery here. Instead, we're digging for fragments of a lost communication system, a kind of cosmic language that was spoken not with words, but with symbolic actions that, our modern world has pretty much forgotten.
Now, let's be super clear. This isn't about diving into secret societies or conspiracy theories. Not at all. This is a historical exploration, just looking at the evidence of humanity's universal quest for connection. The core argument is that all these widespread practices actually formed a coherent language, one designed to guide people on a sacred journey back home.
To really solve this mystery and, understand this language, we first need to learn its grammar. And the source material breaks it down into two absolutely crucial concepts. These are the real building blocks of the whole system: signs and tokens.
So first up, we have the sign. A sign is so much more than just a symbol. It's an external mark of an internal reality or a promise. The classic example the book gives is a wedding ring. Think about it. It's not just a piece of jewelry, right? It is a physical sign that points to the invisible commitment and the covenant that's been made between two people.
And then we've got the token. A token is something you actually possess or a specific action you perform that serves as proof that you belong or that you have certain knowledge. You can think of it like a password to get into a secure area, or, as the source suggests, it's like the bread and wine in a sacred meal. It proves you're an actual participant in the ceremony.
Okay, so let's really nail down the distinction here, because it's important. A sign is all about representation. It shows a belief or a promise you've made. A token, on the other hand, is about proof. It verifies that you're part of the journey and you have the knowledge to move forward. So think of it this way. One is a declaration, and the other is the key that gets you through the door.
So, where was this language actually spoken? Well, turns out, it wasn't just spoken. It often had a physical location. And according to this framework, that location was the temple, which was, believe me, far more than just a place of worship. The book argues that ancient temples were intentionally designed as these incredible models of the cosmos, sort of like a spiritual roadmap. Every single part of the building, from its layout to its furniture, was meant to teach and guide the participant. It was literally charting a symbolic path for the human soul through creation and all the way back to its divine source.
And this journey, it often followed this very distinct three-part progression that you can find in many ancient temples, from Jerusalem all the way to Egypt. You'd begin in the outer court, which represents our mortal world. Then you move into the holy place, a higher sphere for sacred learning. And finally, the goal was the Holy of Holies, which symbolized a return to the direct presence of the divine. It's literally a step-by-step curriculum for the soul.
And here's the crucial part. This pattern of using signs, tokens, and a sacred map, it isn't isolated to just one culture. The source material finds echoes of this across a huge range of traditions, from Jewish mysticism and Gnostic Christianity to the symbolic rites of ancient builders and even Masonic orders. The parallels are they're simply too consistent to ignore.
So what does all this mean? Why is this structure so widespread? Well, this is where the work of a scholar named Hugh Nibley comes in. He proposed a really powerful theory that ties all of these different threads together into one single coherent idea.
Nibley's thesis, which is really the foundation of the book we're talking about, is that these rituals are not human inventions at all. Instead, he argues they're part of a purposeful curriculum, a teaching model, or pedagogy, that was divinely instituted at the very beginning of human history, specifically to guide us. And the signs and tokens? Well, those are the keys to that curriculum.
And so, to bring it all together, what this framework does is it completely reframes our understanding of ancient ritual. These complex rites and symbols, they weren't just meaningless superstitions. They were a sophisticated and coherent symbolic language, a complete curriculum, really, with a map, lessons, and tests, all designed to teach and guide humanity on its most important and purposeful journey.
And this leaves us with a final, pretty provocative thought. If our ancestors used this complex symbolic language to navigate their spiritual universe and find meaning, What forgotten keys might help us unlock a deeper understanding in our own lives? What part of this ancient grammar might we still need today?